G'day everyone, it's Warren and Colleen from NQ Explorers at the site of an old farmhouse that we detected several months back, may even be 12 months, not sure. At that time it had really long grass. There's been a lot of rain, but the grass has been cut by someone unknown, so it's just a lot easier to detect at the moment. We've got small coils on because there's a lot of clutter in here, a lot of iron. We're going to see how we go with a snake coil on the AT Pro, and we've got a ripper on the Apex, but I'll show you that now. Let's get into it. Okay, these are the detectors we're using today. We've got a Garrett Apex with a 5x8 ripper and a Garrett AT Pro with a Nell snake sniping type coil. Because there's a lot of targets in here, big coil almost useless here. You just need the target separation because of the clutter. Lots of iron, lots of targets in the 40s and 50s. So we'll run over it, grid it, cherry pick it, take out the high tones, and then gradually decrease the numbers and keep digging down into the 40s and 50s. Okay, here's my first target. It's an 83 up in there somewhere. It's pretty tight and fairly compact and a very repeatable two-way signal. Let's move that Apex out of the way. It's a bit picking up the pick there. So let's see what we've got here. Fairly clayey, as you can see. It'll just come out in a clump probably, whatever it is. And there it is there. And what is that? It's a very old jar lid, probably off a mason jar or something. Okay, this is a lovely high tone 75. I just busted it out of a clay lump. Unfortunately I didn't get that on camera. Looks like we've got a silver coin. It's Australian sixpence. What a ripper. I'll just give that a bush clean, see what we've got. We've got a bit of clay stuck on there. I know it's got an ancient mowing injury by the look of it. I didn't do that. 75 for a sixpence, could be 50%. Let's have a look at it, get some dates. Okay, it is a 50% Australian silver sixpence, 1956. Of course 46 is when we went to the 50% standard. It's not too bad, but it's got this ancient injury here. I don't know what's happened. This is an old farm site, so I guess it's been hit with a plough or a mower of some description. But we'll take that. What a beauty. Okay, this little sixpence, 1956. Quite interesting, really. The sixpence was the only Australian pre-decimal coin where the reverse was never changed. It stayed coat of arms right from the start in 1910 to the last coins in the mid-60s. And the interesting thing about the coat of arms is it's the old obsolete 1908 coat of arms that was superseded in 1912, and they continued right up into the 60s with the 1908 coat of arms on the silver sixpence. Of course, in 1946, it went to 50% like this one. It's silver, copper, tin alloy. And the other interesting thing is it's still legal tender. It was never demonetised. So in 66, when we went to decimalisation, these became equivalent to 5 cent because it's the same weight and size, milled edge and all those deals. Stayed in circulation for quite some time as a substitute 5 cent coin. Eventually they're all melted down by the banks, or into the bank, down to the mint, melted down. So it really has a face value now in 2021, 2022, 2023. I don't know when they're ever going to demonetise it, of 5 cents. But of course the melt value for the precious metal in it is about $1.50. Interesting little side note on that coin, which on the surface doesn't look that interesting, but the old coat of arms and the fact that it's still legal tender, pretty awesome. Well, this one's a nice solid little target. I've got this with the Pro and the snake. It's a beautiful little brass buckle. The steel roller's gone. That's probably an old, could be part of saddle wear, or could be a human belt buckle. Probably more horse tack related, I think, because there definitely would have been horses working this farm back in the early 1900s. Here's an extra recovery. Could be the front of an old buckle, I'm not really sure. I don't think there's any design on it. Doesn't seem to be anything either side. It's taken some damage over the years under the ground there. That wasn't me. Could be the front of a buckle or something off, once again, a bit of horse tack off a saddle or something. It's quite thin. It's copper though. Righto, this one's a high 70s bouncing to 80 on Pro with that little snake. Just I'll show you demonstrate the target. You can see that it's quite loud on the proportional audio, and it's a pretty solid 7980. Right, I've already chopped a bit of that clay out of there, as you can see. Comes out in nice big chunks. Easy to remediate, just put it straight back in like a puzzle. Okay. So, target should be in the middle of that little divot. Right there. Now I'll just try to dig around it with this pick and lift it out with a clump of clay without damaging whatever it is. I'll just go nice and wide. That should have got him. Have a look. There we go. I can see that it's something vertically stuck in the ground here. Look at this. What is this? Now it looks like part of an old number. Could be off a railway wagon or something, I'm not really sure. Alloy. Looks like a top of a 3 or a 2 or something. Not really sure. Okay, what do you got here, Colleen?
I'm not sure. It says type something.
Looks like an old fuel cap.
Yeah.
It's chromed. What's on the other side? Oh, yeah. Why is it pink? I'd say it's an old fuel cap off an old car. Like a 1930s or 40s car.
Yeah.
Is it, what's it say on it?
Type FL.
Could be a fuel cap, but it hasn't got actually anything to grab it with, has it?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can analyse that and determine what it is. Okay, this is definitely the brass back. This is the highest 88 signal at about 9 inches. The brass back off a cupboard fitting. I say there was an old ceramic knob or something there. It was on a kitchen cupboard or a dresser of some description. The spot where I am right now is right on the edge of where the old house was, based on the aerial photographs from the 1930s. This is the next target. It's brass or copper, something trademark, maybe off the end of a tool or something, like some sort of woodworking tool or something trademark. There's some motif above the trademark, like a swan or something. Not sure. I'll see if I can research that. It's still unidentified, but that's the other half of it, which was about 6 inches laterally from where the first piece was. I might be able to get that trademark sign together now that I've got the two halves of it. This is an awesome find. What do you got here?
It looks like a shoehorn.
An old shoehorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have a brand name on it or something.
Haven't seen,
It's the handle's long gone,
before.
or the length of the rest of it. Yeah, I don't think we've found a shoehorn for a while.
No, I've never found one.
Oh, haven't you? That's what it is. Nice.
Yeah.
You can see why it's there. They probably busted it and threw it out the window of the farm. Well, this is a really deep dig, and it just shows you how that Nell coil, which is quite small, doesn't really compromise anything on depth. There's a layer of newer deposition here, and then we get down to this black topsoil layer. I've got this lovely 80 signal, 7980, and look what I've got in the bottom of this hole. It's an Australia shoulder flash. So this farmer, as just about all of them were, a returned serviceman, probably from World War I. That's intact. It's got the lugs on the back, they're bent, but there's that is a beautiful example of probably a World War I first AIF digger's shoulder flash off his wool serge uniform. What an absolute ripper. Okay, there's that Australia shoulder flash. It's dried out a bit now. The black clay's dried off it. I probably won't even clean that. I actually put them in the display cabinet as is. That's the way I dug it. Unfortunately, I didn't do a live dig on that because it was a really good example of proportional audio on the Garrett AT machines. It was just a whisper of a signal. It was barely any audio, but I was getting a 8990 target ID. Even on that little coil at about 9 or 10 inches where I dug it, because it was a little like a rill there where I don't know, a tractor had been through and pushed up a bit of ground when it's wet, and it was under the deep part of that rill. And then of course as I got closer to the target, it got much louder. Proportional audio on the AT Pro, Max and Gold do it too, as does the Apex, which is a hybrid sort of proportional audio. But very satisfying to dig whispers with little coils and get great results like that. Another report from Colleen.
I think it's a lipstick, a case of a lipstick.
Yep.
Oh look.
Oh yeah, look, the lipstick's still there. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's the lipstick.
It's a pretty colour.
Yeah, very 1940s or 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Would that be a Revlon or a Max Factor or something, or who knows?
Yeah,
That's the only names I know, that's why I just said that. The lipstick's still in it, awesome.
yeah.
Okay, Colin's obviously in the ladies' lounge here. What do you got? Another one?
Another lipstick. This one's all still intact.
Oh, it's got the lid on it.
Yeah.
We could use this.
I've bimped it a little bit there.
You'll be using that tonight. I don't know, why would the lipsticks be there, I wonder?
No.
They've been dropped in the, maybe this is the side yard, well it's definitely the side of the house, perhaps where your horse and buggy or your old T model Ford pulled up or whatever where they were driving. Old Ford Blitz or something after the war, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's still all intact.
Yeah, that's intact. We're going to open that and we'll get a name off it, and I guess it'll be ruby red again, will it? Was that the only colour they had back there?
They had too many colours.
No.
Pinks and red.
Right, it's nearly time for morning tea. We're getting a bit hungry. It's after 10. I'm about 10 metres from Colleen's shoehorn find. 20 minutes later I got the other half of it, or half of a shoehorn. I guess it matches what we've already found. Looks like it's been burnt actually. There's a bit of charcoal here too, so... Or was that coal? They definitely would have been using coal for heating. Yeah, that's the other half of the shoehorn. Here's my next one. It's a lovely big brass belt buckle. That's quite old, and it's obviously not. I don't think it's horse related. It's a belt buckle of a lady's dress or a man's large belt, leather belt. I'm not really sure. Nice one.